Oh, we're going. Oh, sorry. Awesome. Hey,
Hi,
Ryan. We're live.
we're live.
Everyone got to see a snippet of Jen. She's our new content manager.
Yes, you got to see some behind the scenes
Yeah.
on this Wednesday.
Yes, yes. And hope you all had a good 4th. I can't believe we're in the back half of the year already.
I know, it's crazy.
Wow. And on this, we're going to be doing some Q&A. So if you are joining us, please put in your questions for your Etsy shop or link your shop. We're happy to take a look.
Yes, for sure. And then we'll be showing you guys some new awesome value adds that our students are getting in our program. We'll be sharing some links with you guys. And I also want to say, hopefully, everyone that was in the path of the hurricane is okay. I know that several people in Houston don't have power. We had some pretty bad weather here in the Midwest, so hopefully everyone's safe. I'm sure there's some of you that are affected that'll be joining. So fingers crossed that all works out for everybody.
Yes. Or maybe if they don't have Wi-Fi, they'll be watching after.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry. So Ryan, if do you want to introduce yourself if people don't know you? They probably do by
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully, you guys have seen me on all of our socials by now. But my name is Ryan, of course. So I am the director of customer success here at the company. I've been here for a little over 9 months now. Worked with Dylan many, many years ago in another life in corporate e-commerce buying. Did that for about 10 years. Worked for other retailers such as DSW here in the U.S. and a luxury home brand called Frontgate that's owned by the QVC HSN network, all in e-commerce. So able to bring my knowledge of the e-commerce sector into our program because obviously a lot of our principles and teachings pull in e-commerce principles that go hand in hand with your Etsy business. So I run our onboardings, our accountabilities, oversee our coaching team, and just do a lot of different things within the business and kind of assist Dylan with anything and everything. So you'll see me going live. You'll see my face on YouTube, I'm sure, at this point. So always here to help and be a resource for you guys.
Yeah, and some cool things while we're waiting for your questions. As soon as your questions start coming in, we'll answer any questions about your shop, about your listings. We'll look at your listings, we'll look at your shops. Just drop it in the chat wherever you're watching. But in the meantime, I would love to also show you kind of something we've been working on with some speakers we're bringing in. So what day is it? It's Wednesday. So recently we had Katie Fisher come and speak about Shopify because yes, we teach Etsy, but we also teach how to expand onto Shopify and Amazon and Faire and into wholesale opportunities as well. We also had a guest speaker all about Facebook ads, right? Because if you're going to do any ads, I wouldn't recommend Etsy ads. I'd probably recommend Facebook ads first. And what else? Oh, brand development, right?
Yep.
That, people loved that one. I think was that the first one?
Yeah. So we've had 3 so far, and then we have 2 more coming up starting next Monday.
And this
So
is, yeah, if you're like, what are they looking at? These are our coaching calls. So there's a full schedule of coaching calls. You do get 4 calls a week with this. So Pinterest strategy on Monday. And
yes.
yeah, if you have any questions about Pinterest and Etsy, definitely leave a comment or ask the question here too.
Yeah, and the great thing about all of our calls, you guys, is people often ask this. Everyone lives all over the world. They're in multiple time zones. So obviously to be able to attend every single call live, we totally get would be not possible for everybody. So what's really great is all of our calls have question sheets for advance comments. And so if you can't attend live, you can still go back and watch the recording and you can see those questions being responded to. For example, Dylan has a coaching call on Friday and she will answer all of the questions from our students one by one. So even if you can't attend, you'll be able to go back and you'll be able to watch that recording. So just something to know if you're interested in joining and doing the coaching and being worried about being able to join the 4 calls each week, you will still be able to get your questions answered. And we post all the recordings for all students as well.
Yeah. So let's maybe jump into some of the questions that were on Facebook. Should we start with that, Ryan?
Yeah. So I have one, or if you want to do that from your thing first, and then we'll go into some of the feed ones.
Awesome. So, yes, so someone here on Facebook just asked, what advice do you have for finding a high quality manufacturer partner? Well, I would say it really depends on what product you're looking for. Are you, for example, like me, right? Faux florals, that's going to be a lot in Taiwan, right? Are you looking for wood products, for metal products, for like supplies? Are you looking for like fully finished, customized products, right? Then you might want someone local with a fast turnaround time. So it just depends on what you're looking for. And if you need help with sourcing, we can totally help you with that. Easy. Just let us know what types of products you're looking for. In our coaching team, it's one-on-one coaching, so we can help you source suppliers.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead and drop in your shop links if you want us to do a quick audit here. Let's see, we have a question in the feed coming in. Kaylin wants to know, how do I set myself apart from the super selling checklist planner stores on Etsy without niching down?
Yeah, so let's do an example here and actually look at on Etsy at, let's see, checklist planner. So let's just look up like 2024 planner. So when you look at who the best sellers are, right? I want to look at best sellers who are not doing ads, by the way. That's going to be the most true, point of differentiation, and true kind of sign of what is really actually working. I would look at their value proposition, which is the combination of their listing photo and their price point. I actually think, this is very much like short tail keywords, right? So let's maybe get you something 2024 planner budget, right? Budgeting planner. People do that a lot. So, okay, here we go. This is going to be more in line with how you'd want to differentiate. So what I would say is, a lot of what we see, it's like pinks, script. I don't really see strong value. Like how many pages, like this one has pages, but in these rows, like how many pages are there? Who is this for? Like, is it undated? Is it dated? Is it annual? Is it monthly? Is it weekly? I want to know those details. I actually see some of my students here. So we want to always make sure that we are offering the best value proposition. So listing photo and price point, setting yourself apart. How can you add value to your photo that they are not? It might be a number of pages. It might be, the 10-minute planner, right? Kind of selling convenience and efficiency. So that's what you want. You want to write down basically your selling features and make sure that they're communicated in your listing photo.
Yes, and fun fact, you guys, for those of you that have been on calls with me, and Dylan knows this about me, I have a daily planner that I use. I'm very old school and I write down everything. So not only is my digital outlooks like have everything I'm doing, but I also have like moleskin planners, you guys, no joke, that I fill out daily with all of my to-dos. So planners there's definitely a market.
Yeah, and that's, physical planners. So having an option for digital or the physical option in the same listing, that
Yeah,
could be a win,
yeah,
right? Maybe your competition only has one version. That's something to consider as well. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Any other questions? We actually had one on Facebook. I saw it here. Would you do multiple copies of this same exact listing, changing the keywords or main image? I guess it is beneficial to make multiple of the same listing. Let's take a look. Okay. The Navy not. Let's take a look at the shop and see kind of the situation. Okay, 101,000 sales, 723 listings. So the thing is with this shop, I'm curious what their trend is, to be honest, because we work with a lot of shops who do like 1 to 8 million, right? And they're high revenue. They have like one of them has 50 employees, and sometimes the reason they come to us is because they're seeing a decrease in their sales. And this type and style of a blanket actually was really popular, 5 to 8 years ago, like kind of around the time when I had my first child. And I'm curious how things are trending right now. If they're still seeing the same volume as they did then, if they've seen any decrease in traffic, because if your best seller now is the same as your best seller 5 to 8 years ago, like that's a problem. So I think there's definitely some iteration that has to happen here before you just start duplicating that listing.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You always want to use the ones that are working, you guys, and build from that, right? So I talk about this on my calls. Like we did this a lot in corporate retail. You look at your best sellers and you find factors of how you can expand from them. So to Dylan's point, not exactly replicating it, but
Mhm.
taking elements that are successful and using that to methodically expand your listings instead of just randomly throwing up product and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Take different factors and behaviors and components of those items and see how you can develop them and grow them and expand from there.
Yeah. So I would not be duplicating these listings like we're doing here. I actually would not recommend doing that. I think like the direction your shop needs to go is actually going to be, I would say, a stronger iteration. So we're doing a lot of the same thing over and over. And I think if you don't get ahead of that and ahead of trends that aren't on Etsy yet, like you could get left behind. So we don't want that. So I would stop duplicating the listings at this point. You're also, just competing with yourself with the way your SEO strategies are set up. So it's not really going to change anything about your traffic.
100%. All right, so we have a couple questions coming into our feed here. I think this one's from YouTube. Evie said, how do you address bulk orders for large groups / organizations? Details, please.
Yes. So outbound is going to be a big part of that. So don't just expect large groups or organizations to find you, right? If you really want to become known for bulk orders and to develop those relationships as a vendor, really as a vendor for a business or an organization where, let's say, every year they buy the t-shirts, right? Every summer they buy the XYZ for the company party, whatever it is, you want to be the go-to to where they're not searching online for a new vendor every year. So I would say outbound is going to be the way to go. Got to get directly to those customers. And we have a whole strategy around that. If you are needing help, just let us know.
Yes, 100%. And then as we go into this next question, we will plop in our call booking link where you can book a call with us to learn more about our program, and we customize the offering to fit your needs. So, and these are free calls. They don't cost anything, you guys.
Yeah, and these calls, it's either with me or our team, and they're just to learn more about your shop and your goals and see kind of where you want to take things. And we can actually show you the strategies we would take your shop through to get you to your goals. That's what the call is about.
Yes, and you'll get like a bird's eye look at what you'll be getting like inside the program. So,
yeah.
Okay, Kaylin, what types of digital products can achieve that dynamic product mix on my storefront? I want to focus more on travel checklists / travel planners, but not sure if that's too niche. It's a little bit more specific, and it kind of just depends, I think, here.
Yeah, I would not be focusing on travel, Kaylin. I don't know how much money you're trying to make here. Actually, if you're just trying to make a couple thousand a month or something, that might be fine. But if you're really looking to build like a long-term business, I would not be focusing just on travel checklists and planners. What happens during times of COVID, when travel shut down, like we don't want to build a business on the travel industry for sure. You don't have to, there's no reason to. So I wouldn't do that. The way I would think about this, maybe travel is 10% of your product mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did have a question come in on SEO that I wanted to make sure we get to. Ryan, can I jump into that?
Yeah.
Okay. This one here, are there different strategies for Etsy SEO versus Google? Yes. We have some students, actually one of our students came in, he worked for Google. And so he knew a lot about things like most people would never understand about how Google works and how SEO works on Google. And this Etsy SEO is very different. So both, it's a search engine, but I want to show you kind of the power of what can happen when you change your SEO. I'm going to take you inside and show you something that we haven't really gotten super into before, but this is an area for positive encouragement. As a business owner, we all need that, right? This is an area where people will share kind of wins and, seeing results, how the strategies are working. But it was just a true testament to how important SEO is when I saw this post recently. It is right here. This is from Fiona, you guys. New to the program, working diligently. Previous to the program, I had 0 sales for 1.5 years. I'm shocked she kept going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, she made over $300 in a day after just 1 month of implementing SEO strategies. Okay, this is incredible. So SEO really, really matters. Another kind of testament to this, SEO guidance works. Someone said, this listing, she said, this listing I just optimized had 5 views over 3 months and no sales. She updated it a couple hours ago and she sold several and it's in 3 other carts. So it really makes a difference. I recommend waiting at least 3 or 4 weeks once you make updates to your SEO to really see a change in your stats, but as you can see, like, it actually can happen a lot faster, but it is different than Google.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then maybe on that vein, Dylan, we can pop quickly over to the announcements section.
Yeah.
And every single month, you guys, we ask our students to post wins. So even in addition to SEO, we have, I think, over 70 comments here already 10 days into the month of July about June wins. And some of them are new students. Some of them are people that have been with us over a year. Some of them are just getting started, right? So it's all different size of businesses. And you can see people celebrating small wins all the way up to really, really big wins. But every single win is celebrated.
Yeah, I love this. Keisha, you guys, Keisha, she homeschools. She's a stay-at-home mom, homeschools her kids, ages 5 and 2. Let us know in the comments if you're a mom and if you're doing Etsy. I'd love to hear. She homeschools and she is, crushing her goals. It took her a month to get results, but to reach her personal goals, it took 8 months. She's very consistent and, she doesn't have 12 hours a day to work on her shop.
Yeah, and that's one of the topics that we talk about, you guys, on the accountability calls that we do every week. So I had one of those earlier today with about 12 of our students, and we talked a lot about how they fit it into their daily schedule, right? And like what works for them. And everyone learns from each other. We have moms on there. We have people doing this full time. We have people that are attorneys doing this in the evenings. So everyone's individual situation is different and everyone's going at the pace that like works for them, right? So everyone's able to kind of learn and see, if they can do it, I can do it, right? If a mom that has 2 kids under the age of 5, right, is doing it in the evenings, then we all can, really carve out the time. So it's really motivating for them to kind of get to see and share different strategies of how they're fitting it in, making sure that they're devoting a couple hours each day and getting through the program and actually implementing. And I think hearing that everybody's doing it regardless of how busy they are and what they have going on in their life is really motivating. So it's definitely something that we talk about on these weekly calls, and people leave feeling boosted and motivated.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, if you're working on Etsy and you are trying to build an actual business out of it, not just a hobby, like entrepreneurship, it doesn't mean building a business alone. Like it's
Mhm.
not at all what it means. I just actually got off a podcast interview with Monica Little. She actually does Etsy coaching as well. And we talked a lot about that, how you leave your corporate job to start a business. It doesn't mean that you're always alone in building this. You are in control of it, but you have to pull in the resources and build your own community around your business. So whether that be, you coming to YouTube, you coming to these lives and asking questions and getting motivated, or joining more of a structured program where you have an actual like plan that you're following, like a proven plan, or whether you are meeting with people who also do Etsy in person, right? Which we've started doing in-person meetups. That you've got to do something. Don't do it all by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And then speaking of, we can maybe show really quick, we also have a second community, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And this community is inclusive of not only our students and people within our program, but also just other Etsy sellers in the marketplace. So anybody can join this. And this is another way to kind of echo what Dylan is saying, to have a community and resource of people that you can kind of learn from and collaborate with.
Yeah, and we're doing a live there once a week, live Q&A. So it'll be actually in about like 10 minutes. We'll be doing questions over there, and you can also get advice. Like someone said, new to Etsy and I need advice. Okay, I'm lost for my strategies. People are coming to her and surrounding her with support. So this is only $3.99 a month. You guys, we'll
Mhm.
put the link for this in the chat box, because um, if you have no support, like get plugged into something. This is I think less than a Starbucks.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, we'll definitely get that link put in there. We actually have it posted in our program under resources, I believe. So it's there convenient for people to be able to join. So our team can grab that link and post it in there. Looks like it's in there now. So if you would like to do that, definitely take advantage.
Yeah. Oh, someone said, what is the best length of time to give customers to return an item? Pros and cons of returns and no returns. You're a new seller. I highly recommend no returns for many reasons, but you can choose your policies on Etsy. Now, there's exceptions if something's damaged or broken or you made a mistake, but selling apparel, letting people have free returns, like it's not something you can be reselling, right? Uh,
Mhm.
there's going to definitely be waste happening there, and you're going to take quite a few losses because right now, people see if an open return policy, kind of like Amazon Prime, where
Yeah.
you can literally, people try things. If they don't like the result, then they return it like used. So
Mhm.
I do see that coming over bleeding into Etsy. So I would recommend no returns.
Yeah, especially anything with customization. Definitely not a good idea to take back returns because the likelihood of reselling it, unless it's a more vague thing, like an initial or something, is going to be harder. And to Dylan's point with apparel, you always run the risk of someone actually wearing it and then returning it, which we obviously wouldn't be able to resell. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally. I accepted a return because I was scared of someone who was like threatening. She was like, hardcore threatening. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been threatened by a customer. But she was so mean and she was, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. So I was like, fine, just return it. My husband was deployed at the time and she sent it back and the name was like Noel or something on it. I still have that thing. It's in my closet. Several years later, it has not sold because, yeah, just don't do returns if you can help it.
Yes, exactly. You might have to put a discount listing, Noel sign for sale. No.
Yeah, yeah, or like have a baby and name it Noelle or something.
Exactly, exactly. Please name your baby after a product that I have. Thanks. No. I love it. All right, guys. Well, any other questions? We have about 5 minutes before Dylan's going to hop into that other community that we just talked about. We're doing tons of content today, back to back. So the next 5, we can definitely cover as many questions as possible.
Let's see. Alicia um, said she recently changed her religious comfort colors T-shirts to be sold at cost, hoping to boost sales. What do you think? Let's take a look at her shop. Let's see. Her shop kind of link disappeared. Let me grab that. Let's see here. Recent. Yeah, if you have links to your shops, we can pull those open. Okay, I found it. Yeah, send over links to your shops. Okay. So, Alicia, I would say, are these embroidered or not? Don't think so. I think what I would recommend doing is actually featuring these differently. Comfort colors, a big reason people like comfort colors is the fit. And the way we're showing a lot of these now is not featuring the fit. And so getting some mock-ups in place where the fit is trendy, that is really going to highlight the selling features of comfort colors and how people typically wear it with the little oversized fit, slightly longer sleeve, right? So I would say we need to, if you're using comfort colors, really don't forget to showcase one of the favorite features of it, which is fit. So I would actually get photos updated. Yeah, that'll change a lot, a lot.
Okay, looks like we got another question here really quick. So it says, what can a new seller in POD specifically do to maximize the greatest ROI on Etsy to take advantage of the boost they give new sellers?
Yeah, I would say yes, Etsy does give you a boost. They truly do. First, like really 30 to 45 days, I see it the strongest, but making sure you have enough loss leaders in the mix. People usually start a print on demand shop and they put up whatever they can find the most YouTube tutorials for. And that's usually t-shirts or mugs, something like that. Instead, I would really think about having a dynamic product mix. So you have different listings with different purposes. One of those needs to be loss leaders, especially in the beginning. You want to take advantage of the boost with something that is a low friction purchase, which is low price point, low margin. You're not going to lose money on it. But it's kind of like Costco chickens, right? They're $4.99. I think, what was it? Costco lost like, it was like $40 million or something in 2015 on those chickens.
Mhm.
Crazy. But you've got to have some print on demand products in there that are loss leaders. Otherwise, you're not taking full advantage of the boost.
Yeah, for sure. I think we have time to do one more shop, Dylan. There's one in the little chat here. If you want to grab it.
Oh, yeah.
I think this, I'm not sure where this was from, probably Facebook. And we will take a look.
Let's see.
I think they just want to know any general advice.
Yeah. So um, I think I think we're being too consistent with the wrong things in the shop. I see a lot of consistency, but I don't think we're necessarily being consistent with the right things. I think you're competing with yourself a ton, and I don't think you're serving a wide enough variety of customers. It's a
Mhm.
very young customer to where I'm not even sure they are shopping on Etsy for themselves all the time. So that is where I think you're missing the mark, is who you're targeting. 141 listings, like I would guess that probably 20% of these could be cut out.
Mhm.
And I would actually bring in some new products that are targeting a different customer. Yeah, slightly older customer, 'cause I don't think we're hitting that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this kind of also echoes one of the things that we always like to mention is, putting the same design or the same logo or the same idea, right, on multiple products
Yeah.
without having the backup data there that that's actually working or what the customer is actually wanting, is usually isn't the right way to go either, right? So starting out smaller instead of, putting it on shirts, mugs, bags, so I think that's also, this kind of echoes that as well. There's probably some duplicative stuff in here that we probably don't need.
For example, like these two wine tumblers, what was the reason for duplicating this? Did we have proof of concept on one? Did we have sales on one? I actually
Yeah.
would make significant updates to a listing before ever duplicating it, because I think there's just tons of missed opportunities. So what we'd want to do is go through it top to bottom, scrub it. So when we do a listing audit, you guys, we actually click something open and make you a video recording of your shop and of your listings and give you specific advice of what to change on here. So we'd go literally top to bottom, go through every single part of that listing. If and that's typically what, like, a lot of our most successful students, anytime they put up a new listing, they'll just send it to us. That way they don't have to be a perfectionist and they
No.
can just focus on getting the next listing up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have more follow-up questions, please leave them in comments wherever you're watching. And if you'd like to just have a free call with us and go over like what we could help you with in regards to your shop and your goals, let us know. You can just click the link in the chat box wherever you're watching. And this is the best time to update your shop because, we're in the back half of the year. Right now, we are planning out Q4. If you
Hmm.
don't feel like you have a sales plan in place and a game plan for Q4, and if you don't know how to do that, or if you're not confident that you will hit your goals on your own, just have a call with us and we can walk you through what our plan for you would look like.
Yeah, I was just about to say one of the biggest things we're seeing right now, question wise, is how to prep for Q4 in the holiday period. So we cover that extensively, in the program, and now's the time to really be doing that. So if you're ready to take that jump and, get fully optimized to have the best season possible, now's the time to do it. So go ahead and book a call with our team. We open up days, quite a few out. You can keep checking too for additional days if you see a time that, isn't available yet. So hopefully this was great for you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully some of you are in the other community and you'll get to be on a call with Dylan again here shortly. Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
See you over there. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.